Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should.
Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career. However humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love.
Welcome to In the Village with Anselm and Marjorie. Today we are live at the middle school, South Orange Middle School. It's the Road to Excellence and Equity in the Middle School Forum. So we are going to go live from the South Orange Middle School. Road to Excellence and Equity in the Middle School Forum. So we're taking you live. It's quite a bit of people here in the crowd. Okay? So here we go live.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the second forum titled College and Career Readiness, a Roadmap for Success. It says high school, but we're really going to talk about today transitioning to middle school, and we may talk about a few things transitioning from 8th grade to high school, because when we had the first forum, we did cover quite a few things about transitioning to high school, as well as the Coalition on Race also conducted one a couple of weeks ago that talked about transitioning to high school and had some guidance counselors from the high school to talk about credits and what the whole layout of transitioning to high school. But if you have any questions regarding transitioning to high school, we certainly will answer those questions tonight as well. My name is Thelma Ramsey, and I've been hired by the South Orange Maplewood School District to satisfy the Office of Civil Rights Agreement, and I've been working with a team of about 9 individuals, and we've been going around to schools and collecting data. And I would like to introduce, before I introduce the team, I would like to acknowledge the board members that are here tonight. Ms. Donna Smith, Mr. Wayne Eastman, the board president, and Ms. Johanna Wright, one of the board vice presidents. So let's give them a hand for coming out and being supportive. And at this time, I'd like to introduce my team that's been working with me, and we've been going out to the various schools since about late March, April, May, and June. And what we've been doing is we've been talking to teachers, we talked to students at the high school, we've also talked to administrators, and we've also done classroom visits so we can collect data on what instruction looks like, what the composition of classes looks like in terms of a level 2 class and how that's made up racially, as opposed to a level 4 or 5 AP class and how that's made up racially. So we've been collecting all of that data, which will be presented in a final report, not a final report, but a preliminary report in July. So at this time, I would like to introduce the members of my team that are here. Mr. James Lansing. Mr. Lansing, could you raise your hand? Mr. Lansing is an English teacher who teaches AP Composition and Lit, and he's been teaching that for years. And he does a great job. He's also a museum curator, and he has many talents. So he's working with looking at some of the AP data. Miss Teresa Maughan, she's a teacher, and she teaches AP government. So she's been working a lot with mostly African American students in AP government, and has done a great job with getting them to the national competitions of National History Day and those sort of things. Mrs. Gloria Watson, she is Director of Educational Support Services and has a background in guidance. Miss Alyssa Malaspina, she is formerly a media specialist here at South Orange Middle School, but now Director of Media Services in Parsippany Troy Hills. And I believe that's it for my team. Our vision and mission. Sage Educational Consultants' mission is to establish a long-term collaborative relationship with the South Orange Maplewood School District for the purpose of developing and facilitating a quality review of educational programming and instructional practices, specifically focusing on enhancing academic outcomes for minority students. It is our vision to develop programming which will establish a culture of high expectations for all students, teachers, administrators, staff, parents, that inspires all students to reach their maximum academic potential in a nurturing and supportive environment that celebrates inclusion and collaboration while honoring one's cultural, ethnicity, and values. The district's mission is to prepare each and every student, regardless of demographic or socioeconomic background, for post-secondary educational success, and educate all students to be responsible and productive members of the global society at large, and especially caring, collaborative, and ethical people, critical thinkers and problem solvers, effective writers and speakers, thoughtful consumers and producers of media, and lifelong learners. Right now, we're going to look at some of the demographic data, and we're specifically looking at the data from New Jersey ASK scores from the last school year, because that's the most recent we have. And as you know, we no longer are using the New Jersey ASK. We are now using PARC, which we won't have scores for a couple of years. So the last data that we have in terms of student achievement is the New Jersey ASK. This is a breakdown of race within the district: American Indian, Asian, Black, Hispanic, multi-ethnic, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, and white students. And can you see it a little bit? Okay. And most of the data that you'll see here is in real numbers and not percentages, because sometimes the percentages, especially in those groups that don't have that many in their group, may show a higher percentage, but it may be only 12 or so kids. So it's better to sometimes show the actual numbers. This is a grade level by ethnicity breakdown. And as you can see, the majority of the students in the district fall into two ethnic categories: Black or white. We have very small numbers of students in the Asian category, Hispanic, multicultural, and Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander. And what I don't have on here, no, I do have, is by the time the students get to the high school, Black students outnumber white students at every grade level. Not by a lot, but by like here 4, and this was from last year's data. So 4, another maybe 15, 20 or so, 30, 40, and about another 30. So it's more African American students by the time they get to the high school than white students and any other ethnicity by grade. Staff demographics. The district provided me a breakdown of the staffing and the demographics of the staff within the school, but it included all staffing, including support staff, like administrative assistants, custodians, and other support staff, the technology teacher. So I don't really have the data that tells me how many content area teachers there are per subject. And as you can see, at Columbia High School, 22 African American staff members, but again, not sure how many are content area. 151 white teachers, 1 Hawaiian teacher, or 1 Hawaiian staff member, 11 Hispanic, 2 Asian. And as you can see, it goes down for every school. The elementary schools are there, and the 2 middle schools. Maplewood Middle has 8 African American, 61 white, 5 Hispanic, 2 Asian, 1 American Indian, for a total of, throughout the district, 66 African American, 473 white, 1 Hawaiian, 31 Hispanic, 6 Asian, and 2 American Indian. And again, that 66 is inclusive of support staff. Right now, we're going to look at some achievement data for the middle school. All of this information was gathered from the district. Mr. Paul Roth was very instrumental and helpful in giving me the data for the middle school, and it contains data for the middle school 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math, and some English data, but also New Jersey ASK data from the previous year. And all of this data is from 2013-14. I will not be able to get 2014-15 data until the end of this year. So if we look at the middle school, I broke it down by levels because within the data that was given to me, they are coded by level, even though there aren't theoretically any levels anymore. But we have a level 0, a level 3, a level 4, and a level, and then that's 7th grade, and this is for math. So I did it by grade breakdown. Level 0 is inclusive of ELL students and special ed students. And it may be difficult to see that the first bar is students who receive A's, B's, C's, D's, and E's, and F's, and then white students there. And as you can see in level 0, most of the students that are level 0 are African American. And those are your ELL and your special education students. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So that's what I'm looking at there. Level 3, in 6th grade, there's no level 2. At least the data didn't speak to level 2. It jumped to level 3. And same thing. As you can see, the numbers for black students follows a nice normal grading curve. And then as we go down, you don't see as many students of color in, you don't see as many other students of other ethnicities in level 3 as well. It's mostly African American students in that level as well. But the grade distribution is a pretty nice curve. Level 4, grade 6. As you can see, the number of African American students drops. There's only 6 students in that level, which is considered going on a higher level. And for white students, you see that there's more students in that level, level 4, for grade 6. And then level 7, again, we're back to 0, level 0. And as you can see, the number of black students in level 0 at grade 7. So that really speaks to some disparity in terms of the levels that that students are distributed in. Same thing, level 7, level 3, and then you see the big switch when you get to level 4 in 7th grade. If you can see, this is your black students here, 1 white student, and then here we have about 12 black students, and then about 30 white students. So you see the jumps as the levels increase at each grade level. Now, what ends up happening is that you also have 2 things happening. You have a disproportionate number of white students that may be sitting in a level 2 class, and maybe 1 or 2 white students in a classroom with 13, 15